And we're back. Great to have everyone along on this. Is it Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Long weekend for Humble and Fred. It was a very long weekend. Pleased to welcome back to our show, not just today, but a returning sponsor. Always makes us feel good. From Lender's Choice Mortgages, say hello to the very fine gentleman known as Michael Kazar. Is it Kazarian? Kazarian. It's Kazarian.
And it is Kazarian,
It
yes,
is
Howard.
Kazarian. Oh, I see. I see.
We've met before.
Oh, have we?
Yes.
This is my new bet with Mike this year. Is every time I see him, I go, "Is it Kazarian?" And he just looks at me like, "Okay, that bit was funny, maybe an hour, but later I'm tired of it." Michael. Mike, how are you today? By the way,
I'm doing great, but I just want to throw this in there, and Fred, you probably know this, but like when we're at the golf course, people will come up to Howard and say, "Hey, Howard, blah blah blah," and Howard would be like, "Have I met you before?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, we played golf, a month ago." Yeah.
yeah. All right.
So,
All right.
anyways.
And he's serious, or is that a bit? Like he really doesn't remember? Is this what you're saying?
I think he just meets so many people, and it's just,
Thank you,
Oh,
Michael.
right. Yeah.
I try and lead with kindness. Mike Kazarian, let's get right to it because this is Lender's Choice Mortgage time, and million people are trying to get their mortgage renewed. Is it something like getting your, like people get, like they don't want to talk about insurance, and the Sherpa will always say that people don't want to talk about financial planning. What is it like when it comes to mortgages? Is it similar? People are reticent to have these conversations?
They are, and I think the difference between mortgages and financial planning is like with financial planning, like you don't need to get documents. You're not doing an application. Maybe you are filling out some questionnaires and stuff to figure out, your investment strategies. But when it comes to mortgages, people have to get their pay stubs. They have to get letters of employment. They have to fill out an application. We have to do credit checks. If you're self-employed, we need other additional documents. So yeah, people are definitely they don't like to do it. It's not fun.
No, it's very, very nerve-wracking. Do you when someone applies for a mortgage too, how important is it what they're buying in relation to being granted a mortgage? Like if someone came to you right now and said, "I want to buy a 500 square foot studio condo." You know what I mean? Even if they qualify for the mortgage, is there any part where you go, "Yeah, that's not a very good investment right now. We're not sure we want to mortgage something like that." Does that happen at that level?
Yeah, well, you talk about those micro condos. I mean, years ago, like nobody would touch them, but now
Right.
that's what they're building. So
Yeah,
you have
right.
to finance them. But yeah, I think people that are like buying recreational properties, like is it a three season? Is it a four season?
Hmm.
Um, is it a co-op? Like there's different obviously types of properties. So it is important to really understand what your financing options are before you go in and make an offer on that property for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
The last 90 days, what is it? January, February, March, April, whatever, last quarter of the year, it's just been a complete, it's been nerve-wracking for people and their finances and tariffs and the prices of this and that. How has, again, knowing that so many people need to renew their mortgage this year, is there some signs, does the economy's uncertainty affect mortgages?
Well, absolutely, because the uncertainty is affecting the bond yields right now. So, and the bond yields affects the fixed rate mortgages. And we've seen fixed rate mortgages go up in the last couple of weeks because the uncertainty that we're seeing. So just to give, your listeners a little I guess tutorial, like so the fixed rates are driven off the 5-year bond yields in Canada, and the 5-year bond yields are heavily influenced by the 10-year treasuries in the US, which are impacted by global influences, right? So we've seen fixed rates go up recently. And people are like, "Oh, I thought rates were going down."
Hmm.
Y- So, yeah.
So fixed rates are going up. Are variable rates? I've got two quick questions. Variable rates, what's happening to them, and what do you recommend?
Great question. So yeah, the variable rate discounts that we've seen have actually decreased. So if we were getting prime minus 60, prime minus 70. Now we're getting prime minus, they've come down. So we're getting like prime minus 45, prime minus 35. So the discounts that you're getting on variable rate mortgages are lower than they would have been 2, 3 weeks ago, for sure.
So what do you recommend?
It all depends on the borrower, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I need to have those questions, or have that discussion and ask the questions and find out what their risk tolerances are. And then whether we go 25-year or 30-year amortization, that's something else that we need to look at. So what I would say to people though, Howard and Fred, is that people leave things to the last minute. Again, your mortgage is coming up for renewal. You have 90 to 120 days, like prior to, like most lenders will lock in a rate, 90 to 120 days. So I would say if your mortgage is coming up for renewal, 6 months from now, start the conversation with whoever, with your broker, with your lender, try and get something locked in, and I wouldn't sign anything until you know where rates are going, right?
So you can do that. You can get locked in, but not sign it, hoping that by the time it's due, per se, it's down even further, and you can sign for something lower,
What a
even
great
though
question.
even though you're locked in. Okay.
Yeah, what a great question. So until you sign at your lawyer's office,
Mm-hmm.
you're not obligated to go with any lender. But however, if you sign at your own financial institution on the renewal, once you sign that renewal, you're most likely locked in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you come to me and we do an application, or go to any mortgage broker, um, we're going to get an approval for you. That rate's locked in. But until you sign at your lawyer's office, or First
Mm-hmm.
Canadian Title Insurance, until you sign the legal documents, you're not committed to that mortgage. So
Information.
um, yeah, why wouldn't you lock
Well,
something in
so
now? And if rates come down, we're going to go and get you a lower rate.
and that's all,
Good to know.
again, we talked about a couple things here that are important. One, it's a drag to have to, start the process. But when you have someone like Mike, to sort of borrow our friend Tim Niblets, Mike will Sherpa you through the process. And even if it's 6 months from now, have the conversation with Kazarian today. Get a hold of Mike, Mike at lenderschoice.ca, or go to lenderschoicemortgages.ca. Check out Mike and the partnership there. The entire team is ready to make this process, to make it a little bit easier for you, to explain all these things. Have the conversation with Kazarian and get it started now. If you want to support the program, support the people that support us. And one of them is lenderschoicemortgages.ca. Thanks, Mikey.
Thank you, guys.
Fantastic, Mike.
I was going
Thanks,
to
man.
say, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, but it's going to be raining and 8 degrees, and I don't think Grandpa's going to make the scene, man.
Is it going to really be that?
No,
Oh,
it's just going to be shit. It's just shit for 2 days in a row. It's just going to be. I can't
Shit,
do
Mike.
it, man.
Shit. Shit.
It's shit.
that's
Shit,
no,
Mike.
that's no fun.
Mhm.
It is
no
no
shit's
fun.
not fun. No.
Okay, well, listen. Let's cross our fingers that it's less than super shit. Mikey, thanks very much.
Thank
to
you,
talk to
guys. Have a
Thanks.
great day.